Hello guys, and welcome back to Inday Momay. I just want to share something that happened yesterday. Some of you have seen my Instagram story, and I was hospitalized. I was brought to the emergency room, and before that, yesterday around 6 o'clock in the evening, I experienced some vomiting, and I really vomited quite a large amount. And after a while, I feel like I am passing out. So I called my mom and I asked for her help because my hands and feet slowly crumpled, so it looks like this, and I couldn't move my hands and feet. So I am already panicking at that rate. So my mom called my dad, and a few minutes later an ambulance arrived at our house, and it was my first time riding in an ambulance. And then there was a stretcher prepared where I have to lie down. So I dragged myself onto the stretcher, and then they brought me inside the ambulance. And after that, they did some tests. They checked my BP, they checked my blood pressure, my heart rate, and so on and so forth. And then after a while, they discussed where to bring me, which hospital I should be admitted to. So in the end, they admitted me to Kizawa Memorial Hospital, and afterwards we arrived at the hospital. And then after arriving at the hospital, they put some IV drops in me. So you can see here, I have the area where they inserted the IV. And then, so they did another test inside the ER. So afterwards, I actually was vomiting also inside the ambulance. And after arriving at the ER, I was also vomiting. And I don't know what happened. But I think it's the mussels that I ate, or the raw. I think it's the raw foods that I ate the night before. So the doctors asked questions about what I ate or something and so forth. They asked me questions, and then afterwards they sent me to have a CT scan of my stomach, and also they brought me to the x-ray. So they did an x-ray of my chest. Afterwards, they sent me to a room where I can lie down. So actually, initially, they asked me to wait outside the ER, but it's very, very cold because at the front is the entrance and exit, so the wind is blowing right through me. So I asked for some blanket, but it was really, really cold and I couldn't bear the cold. So they asked me to transfer to a room. I lied down on the bed, and I have this thick blanket. So I got this thick blanket with me, but it's really, really cold. It still feels cold, but I have to bear it until they discharge me in the hospital. So the next day, they scheduled me for a endoscopy. So it is today, and it I waited for a long time actually. So there is a checkup with the doctor, and then I went to get my IV again. So this time at the right hand. I have this here at the right hand. Afterwards, we went through the endoscopy room. So I have quite a lot of worry about the endoscopy because it is my first time. So I requested for a sedative, and it really helped me calm my nerves because that's the purpose, right? So they did some endoscopy. They did the endoscopy, and it was really quite uncomfortable, and I can really see the insides. I can really see what's inside of me in my stomach, and it happened for about 2 to 3 minutes, I think, or around less than 5 minutes. And afterwards, I have this feeling. Afterwards, my mouth is still numb, but I really didn't feel any pain at all. So if you are planning to have an endoscopy, if somebody asks you to undergo an endoscopy, don't worry about it because it is not painful. It will be done quickly, and you will just have slightly uncomfortable feeling while they put the endoscope inside you, but overall it's all right. It's just uncomfortable. So yes, that's my experience. I still have diarrhea after taking some medicine, but there was no vomiting at all, except the one that I experienced this early morning around 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. And yeah, that's all. So I hope you all guys watch your health because health is wealth. And oh yeah, the reason why my feet and my hands froze at some point is because I vomited a large amount. I vomited and vomited, and there are no minerals left in my body. That is why, and I really couldn't move my hands and feet at all. So that's why I'm panicking, because it was the first time actually that I experienced my hands and feet getting numb. So before, the past few years, I experienced vomiting and diarrhea, but not to the point that my hands and feet are numb. That is all for today's vlog, guys. I want to thank my parents for being there, for helping me, for everything.
Ayan, tapos na yung dextrose. Pwede nang makauwi, pero balik siya bukas para sa internal examination. Kasi masakit daw yung tiyan.